Welcome everybody, I'm Navitz, member of the Sploosh Troop, and we're starting this tutorial with a 1-minute breakdown of playing Viper mid. Viper's now a flash farming magic dealing maniac. With items, you're going to start with a crown, a branch, a mango, ask a support for a tango. Next, with your item or skill build, you're going to level up your W first, then your E. Level 2 NETHERTOXIN allows you to start flash farming the jungle, but it's way easier at level 3. Courier yourself extra salves and mangoes and buy a crown. After you buy another crown, get yourself arcane boots for mana regeneration, and then flash farm the jungle, go back to mid lane, and complete your Rod of Atos. When your Atos is complete, go kill everyone and farm the jungle camps in your spare time with NETHERTOXIN. Afterwards, you're going to build Guardian Greaves, and this is your huge power spike. Group with your team, push down enemy towers. Buy Aghs Scepter next because it synergizes with all of your talents. Your talents, level 10, get Lifesteal for increased health regeneration. Level 15, get Corrosive Skin. Level 20, Viper Strike damage, and level 25, NETHERTOXIN silences. Don't be stupid, think for yourself, and change this if you need to. Okay, let's pump the brakes for a second. First of all, if you're into fitness, technology, streaming, or video games, mostly Dota 2, you should subscribe to this channel and hit the notification icon to know when I put new content out. We're going to talk about Viper. So Viper is a slow moving but fast farming magic damage dealing hero. Today we're playing him in the mid lane because he has huge power spikes and he can snowball effectively. I'm gonna give Viper a 3 out of 5 on the difficulty scale to play because he does require a lot of knowledge about map movements and map awareness. However, he has very basic and easy mechanics, making him an easy hero to just pick up and play. So I guess we'll start by talking about his strengths and weaknesses. This is about to be a demonstration of one of Viper's biggest strengths, anyway, this is one of Viper's strengths, and that is being able to stack and farm jungle camps extremely quickly while maintaining presence in the mid lane. This allows him to be a mid-game dominator, it allows him to snowball, and it allows him to get an incredible amount of farm faster than other mid laners because other mid laners don't have farming mechanics that are as good as his NETHERTOXIN. Another very important thing to consider about Viper is his positioning. Take a look at where Viper is in relation to this sniper right now. Viper is keeping himself between sniper and the units that sniper wants to last hit and deny. So without taking too much damage, he was able to cast his NETHERTOXIN. Separate sniper from the ability to last hit, get the last hits himself, and do some damage to sniper at the same time. Now here he goes again, tosses the NETHERTOXIN down, comes up, attacks sniper, works on getting these last hits, one more coming down, and now he has the ability again to start pushing sniper. So what sniper got to do right now, he's got to back up, he's got to last hit under tower, and the game becomes significantly harder for sniper at this point. At this point in the game, Viper has now hit level 7, he's out leveling the sniper, and he has the ability to farm both the lane, the jungle, and interchange between the two. So you're going to see an example. He just farmed the jungle camp, went to mid lane, now he's running back to the jungle to farm as quickly as he can. So he's farmed 1 camp, 2 camps, he's farmed 1 camp, mid lane, 2nd camp, 3rd camp, and this is his 4th camp right now, and the minute just expires. So now he has all of his camps respawning this minute and he's able to farm them all again. 8-minute mark shows up and he's taking his arcane ruin. That was maximum efficiency right there for a Viper. Now we're at the 8-minute mark in 45 seconds and he's continuing to do the same thing. Farms 1 camps, trying to farm a 2nd. This one he's going to manage to stack directly before the 9-minute mark. Gets himself a double camp, is going to go back top, and is just going to continue farming this jungle until he gets his big major item, the Rod of Atos. He even has a bounty hunter here disrupting him, but no big deal. He's a Viper. He's not that easy to kill. At this point in the game, Viper just got his Atos. If you take a look at the score, it's 20-5, and his team's getting crushed pretty hard. This is where Viper needs to start making plays. The second the Atos is ready is when Viper comes in and gets ready to start killing things. So he's already used his Atos. He's going to try to get a kill on the Bat Rider. Maybe Mars will be able to help him out. Unfortunately, no kills here for Viper, but he does come, he does rotate, and he helps his team try to get a kill. Now he goes back, buys himself the arcane boots for mana sustain for him and his teammates, and just comes back to farming the jungle. Again, guys, remember that Viper needs to get a lot of farm, so flash farming the jungle is important. The reason that those creeps right there didn't break into 4 little golems is because of Viper's NETHERTOXIN. It is a break, for those of you who didn't know. It applies a break to any passive, which is why Viper, which we'll get into in a second, is very strong against heroes with good passives like Bristleback, our new hero Mars. Think about Tide Hunters, think about Spectres. Viper is very good against those type of heroes, and you just saw, I mean, yeah. All right, we're just gonna take a quick second to think about a good time to modify a build or do something different. Notice that I say that after you go for the Guardian Greaves, you should go ahead and get an Agnum Scepter. What does Viper buy? He just bought himself a Ghost Scepter, because look at this team. They have Sniper, physical damage. They have Juggernaut, physical damage. And Viper doesn't want to be taking a ton of physical damage. He has magical damage resist, but he doesn't have physical damage resist. He does have Guardian Greaves, but he can only do so much. So here comes Juggernaut. In comes an Omni Slash. Gets the Ghost Scepter delivered to him. And here he goes, trying to kill him. So we'll take another second and look at that one more time, just to break down what happened a little bit better, because aside from the courier bringing him his item, this is an important thing. Let's say that he didn't get killed. Watch the way he plays Juggernaut here. Juggernaut tries to get away. He's gonna root him, and then Juggernaut uses his Omni Slash. Viper strikes him, so he would get the slow on him in case another enemy hero could get here in time to try to get the kill on Juggernaut. Nobody, like Mars was close, but he wasn't able to get there to kill the Juggernaut, but he did everything properly there. So Juggernaut went on him. Juggernaut didn't waste his Blade Fury. If Juggernaut had wasted his Blade Fury, he could have held his Rod of Atos, and then he would have been able to root down Juggernaut and get the kill for sure. But this Juggernaut's a very good player. He didn't waste his spin, kept his spin for when Viper used his Rod of Atos. So he ran away, spun, used his Rod of Atos, and then he spun away from it. And Viper still used his Viper Strike, which slowed him afterwards and potentially setting up a kill. He wasn't able to get it, but it was a really good play that a lot of people would not notice. Now that we've seen a little bit of gameplay action, let's go ahead and take a look at Viper's Dota buff and actually analyze the hero. So Viper has a slight dip in win rate. He was winning a little bit more before he got a slight nerf. It wasn't a significant nerf, and also people are learning how to play against him. He's often played in the mid lane, but sometimes he gets played in the off lane, and he has an incredibly high pick rate right now. Taking a look at his most popular ability build, if you would like, you could also go to my guide and check it out here. I have everything laid out for you, so you could just follow my guide, search for Navits, and it lays it out. The way that I like to play the hero is going points in NETHERTOXIN first, then corrosive skin, farming as fast as you can, separating yourself. Remember the positioning that we saw earlier, separating the enemy hero between him and the creeps that he wants to kill without taking too much damage, and trying to win your lane that way, and then flash farming once you get yourself up to level 3 in NETHERTOXIN. You can actually farm the jungle at level 2, but level 3 is ideal. Level 4 NETHERTOXIN, you just go lane jungle. Talking about items, so the reason you start with a crown, a tango, and a branch is because you can build into your Rod of Atos faster. It leads to a faster timing. You go for the arcane boots before the Rod of Atos, because now this is if you are not very far ahead. If you're super far ahead and you have a Crystal Maiden and you don't need the mana sustain, you can go for the Rod of Atos first and just start killing people around the 9-minute mark. But if you go for the arcane boots first, probably around the 11 or the 12-minute mark, you'll get your Atos and start killing people. After that, your next core item is your Guardian Greaves, and then once you get your Guardian Greaves, the plan of attack is for you to go ahead and group up with your team, kill everybody. After that, you get your Agnum Scepter because of your talent tree. At level 20, you're getting the plus 100 Viper Strike damage. So like I forget what it is, I think it's like every 8 or 9 seconds you end up getting a Viper Strike. And since you're getting the 8% spell Lifesteal again, you're healing a significant amount of damage with all of the magic damage you're dealing to everyone. And you're also throwing down NETHERTOXIN on top of that. Your corrosive skin's doing magic damage. Your poison attacks doing magic damage. The amount of incoming health from all your spell damage is significant. Looking at your situational items, if there's a ton of magic damage, and all of this isn't enough to stop it, go ahead and buy the Black King bar. If you find yourself getting X'd by a Kunkka or doomed by a Doom, or there's just single target spells that keep killing you, go ahead and buy the Lincoln Spear. If there's a lot of physical damage, throw a Ghost Scepter in here. Viper is also good with a Blade Mail. Sometimes you can go Radiance because of the magic damage of it, and if you need, you can go Radiance. You can buy a Yasha and Kaya. It is beneficial because it gives you mana cost and mana loss reduction while doing spell amplification. So you're already doing all of this crazy amount of spell damage. Now amplify that by another 12% with a Yasha and Kaya. Octarine Core is really good because you reduce your cooldown by 25% and get an additional 25% spell lifesteal. You become so hard to kill, and most people didn't know this, but last patch NETHERTOXIN used to stack. So if you had NETHERTOXIN on top of NETHERTOXIN on top of NETHERTOXIN with an Octarine Core, like, he was not able to die. If you need damage badly, let's say your team for some reason just didn't pick any right click physical damage heroes and you need that, you can go ahead and get yourself a Mjolnir for the attack speed, and it also does magic damage. If you need mobility, moving into the Hurricane Pike or the Blink routes. Now, Blink you want to get against a hero like Sniper, which we're seeing here, but a Hurricane Pike, you might need it against somebody who is closing distance on you and you want to separate and attack, obviously. Back into who Viper is good against. So we mentioned this before, but let's talk about it one more time. Viper is really good against heroes with strong passives. So this is a meta where we have offlaners that are incredibly strong because they have strong passives. Think about your Tide Hunters. Think about the new god Mars. Think about Bristleback. I mean, Bristleback seems insignificant compared to Mars now. I'm just joking. He's not insignificant. But that's who Viper is really good against. Underlords, things like that. He's also good against heroes. He's also really good against Slark because Slark can't just sit there and attack inside of NETHERTOXIN. He ends up taking too much damage, and if Slark gets Viper Striked before he goes into his Shadow Dance, he just takes way too much damage. Now, who is Viper not good against? Viper's not great against heroes who do burst amounts of physical damage. So he's not great against Clinks. He is not that good against Morphling, and I would say that Sniper is one of his better counters as well. Taking a look at his spells, his talents. Did we talk about that? I think we did. Let's talk about it one more time in case we didn't. You go for the spell lifesteal, the corrosive skin, because you're not trying to do damage. Like, the reason you go corrosive skin stats over attack range is because you're not trying to do a ton of damage with your physical attacks. We've talked about this. This whole guide has been talking about his magic damage. So you want to stay alive and you want to do more magic damage, and that's what this talent does for you. Then Viper Strike, and then finally this one. It's not a toss-up, guys. It's not a toss-up. Unless you really need physical damage, take NETHERTOXIN Silences. The AoE is huge. Like, when you're thinking about AoE of NETHERTOXIN Silences, it's like the AoE of this spell is right here. You can see how much NETHERTOXIN there is. Imagine you silence everyone here, and then you can toss another one down before the cooldown's up. That's a massive amount of area for people not to be able to attack into. So that is how Viper is. That is why Viper is very strong. He is he's trending incredibly hard right now, and while they did throw a little nerf to him last patch, it is not enough to stop him from being a great hero. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you guys for checking it out. I hope you enjoy your free Viper MMR. It's pretty easy to get. Got questions or comments, go ahead and throw them down there. And one last time, if you like the video, like it, and if you want to see more stuff, go ahead and subscribe. Twitch.tv/Navitz. You can find me live. See you guys for the next one. Goodbye.